Hello everybody and welcome to round 13 of 18. It is the British Grand Prix. It is raining in qualifying. Of course, last weekend we saw an absolutely humongous crash from Esteban Ocon. Here he is. Somebody is off. It is Valtteri Bottas. He will not get a lap time in. In fact, it actually affected Alex Dunn, who have to do another cooldown lap. Here goes Nico Hulkenberg through Vale and Club now. Round the final corners, we see the pit entrance there. Round the final corner, be the first one to set a benchmark lap time as a yellow flag deployed, and that actually destroys Nico Hulkenberg's lap time as it could be Sergio Perez. It's in the wall. Sergio Perez is in the wall, and it's going to affect many people's lap times. In fact, Nico Hulkenberg actually did get his lap at the end at 1:13.2, but many people, including Pierre Gasly there behind him, will have their lap time destroyed. In fact, we can see the majority of the grids had their lap time destroyed. It seems to be Carlos Sainz, who's Alex Albon potentially, who's going through, the only guy who's got the lap time not destroyed out of the guys. So there, Leclerc's in the wall as well. Leclerc is out. So Leclerc and Perez may have collided. I don't think they did though, but they may have. So that is interesting. Leclerc started last Grand Prix. What did Alex Albon go though? 1 minute off the pace of Lando Norris. Alex Albon 5 seconds off the pace. Alonso 2 seconds off the pace. I'm getting the gist that Norris is going a little bit slowly. Nelly though, Esteban Ocon a 10th fast up from Nico Hulkenberg, and 2/10 up roughly from Nelly. Lance Stroll, he could probably do something actually. It'd be a bit of an upset here to some drivers potentially. No, he's not. He's 2 seconds off the pace. Borletto through Vale and Club now. Sees his teammate on the outside there. His teammate goes into pits. Across the line goes Borletto to potentially steal pole. Yes, he does by half a second. George Russell is next one to cross the line potentially on his lap. George Russell through the final corner. Can he match his teammate's lap time if not ahead of him? The answer to that will be no. He's actually roughly 6 tenths off his teammate. It's been another instance where Solly Hayes and Alex Cantinelli are out. There was no yellow flags. I never actually saw it. Alex Dunn starts his lap. So I can't see where all these incidents are happening. It looks like it's through the final corners around there. So currently it's Bottas, Leclerc, Hayes and Antonelli who are out. Hadjar starts his lap as well. So is Alex Dunn. But Norris won't get another lap in. So his lap time is a minute off the pace. Well, 1 minute 5 seconds. It's going to stay there. I'm just trying to see where Oscar Piastri is. Oscar Piastri is on the outlap. He's round the final corner. Lewis Hamilton, championship leader, is also... I think he's championship leader. Can't remember. Never checked. I probably should have. Lewis Hamilton also starts his lap time with Oscar Piastri. There's a few drivers here starting the lap times. They have about 30 seconds to do it though. On board Alex Dunn. He just overtook Hulkenberg's outlap there. Hulkenberg is going to be on the edge of actually being able to start his second lap. I don't think he'll make it to the line in time, Nico Hulkenberg. Alex Dunn rounds the final corner, takes a little bit of a wide line. Alex Dunn, where does he put that car? Across the line. P5. We had Max Verstappen, or Isaac Hadjar, sorry, who also is going to be next. One to watch. Lewis Hamilton fastest sector 2. That is what he needs. Isaac Hadjar, can he potentially be a big upset here? No, he only puts that car in P10. Lewis Hamilton and Joshua Pierce are also ones to watch there. We see Joshua Pierce up in front of Hamilton. Hamilton rounds the final corner of Vale and Club. He crosses his line. Crosses the line to put the car in P5, 7 tenths off the pace. Oscar Piastri puts that car in P8. Max Verstappen, where's he going to finish? Verstappen only goes P12. Gasly and Vettel and Giovinazzi. Gasly puts that car into P2. Vettel's in P2. Gasly's P2. Vettel is P11. Antonio Giovinazzi goes P11 ahead of his teammates. Gabriel Bortoletto was on pole position with Gasly and Ocon in second and third. With Barron and Norris both been roughly a minute off the pace, Norris being a minute and 5 seconds off the pace, Perez being 30 seconds off the pace, and Albon being 5 seconds off the pace. Here's the starting grid. It's a dry race start here. Bortoleto on pole position, 1 minute 12.6. Gasly in second place, Esteban Ocon in third. Nico Hulkenberg, good call for him, up in P4. Antonelli in P5, in championship leader Lewis Hamilton in P6. Alex Dunn is there in P7. Carlos Sainz P8. Oscar Piastri P9. George Russell rounds on the top 10 in P10. Antonio Giovinazzi, Sebastian Vettel, Alonso, and Stroll. Aston Martin has had quite decent qualifying for them. Red Bull with Verstappen 15th, Hadjar 16th, Hayes 17th, Pierce 18th, Albon in 19th, Sergio Perez in 20th, Behrman in 21, Norris in P22, Bottas and Leclerc no time. Last time Charles Leclerc started last place, he won the race. That was Germany last time out. Anyway, 5 red lights. Here we go. It's lights out of the way they go. It's a good start for Bortoleto ahead of Gasly there. Gasly, though, actually has quite a good launch. He's on the inside through turn 1. We see Ocon and Hulkenberg going side by side as well. Gasly still looking on the inside of Bortoleto, potentially Hulkenberg ahead of Ocon. Antonelli and Lewis Hamilton side by side. As Antonelli on the inside of Esteban Ocon, and as ahead of Esteban Ocon, Lewis Hamilton and Alex Dunn also look like they're fighting. As Antonelli's lost Esteban Ocon, as Hamilton gets past Antonelli for P5. Antonelli recharging his battery down I can't remember the straight name, but through Copse Corner, as it looks like Hamilton's caught up to and ahead. Well, he's not. He's caught up to Esteban Ocon as Bortoleto and Gasly goes side by side as well. We see for the race lead with Hulkenberg right there. Look at that down the straight. It seems like he still has the lead with Hulkenberg also all over Pierre Gasly down the inside of Gasly. There's a collision in the background there. It's Stroll and Verstappen are out of this race. Have you seen him in the wall there? Lance Stroll and Max Verstappen are out of this race with a safety car now deployed. So much action in that opening lap, I got lost. Leclerc did get past after Bottas and then got the extra 2 places from the 2 guys who crashed into each other. Verstappen got a 5-second penalty for it, so given how this game gives up penalties, it was probably not Stroll's fault. Actually, no, I think they fixed it, what the penalties in the recent update. Vettel up to P10, Giovinazzi started P11 down to P12, Ocon started 3rd down to P6. So Gasly pits, which is interesting. So most is raced on the safety car, and his soft tyres, or at least the team is pitting for more soft tyres after 3 laps. So I'm reckon that's. Oh, Leclerc's also doing the same. I can maybe see why Leclerc's doing it potentially, because after all, it's he's going for hard tyres. So imagine he's going quite a long strategy potentially. Yeah, that might work for Charles Leclerc, because he's now going to be on kind of fresh hard tyres when the safety car comes in, and he should be right up with the field. So everything else being worn tyres a little bit, will worn out tyres. As long as Leclerc doesn't overheat his tyres, overcook it and goes in the wall, everything else pits, and he exits quite high up. And well, he ends up quite high up. So I'm reckoning Leclerc is looking at a top 10 finish here potentially. If Ferrari pull this strategy off, they will have to pit again, I reckon. So they will have to potentially fight towards the end a little bit, but they won't be looking at the back of the grid. They'll definitely be looking towards the front. So safety car's ending. We're watching Bortoleto. Hamilton, of course, after Gasly's pit stop, is up into 3rd. So he's definitely one to watch out for. He won the British Grand Prix last season in Season 2. Of course, in real life, he just won his first race with Ferrari in the epic Spanish Grand Prix. Oh, Barcelona, the Catalonia Grand Prix, whatever it's called. But here we go. Green flag now. As I'm actually going to look at the back here, because look how close this looks. All stuff. Look at all that already. Charles Leclerc, and Pierre Gasly all over Solly Hayes and Sergio Perez and stuff. Sergio Perez on the inside of Lando Norris, side by side of Lando Norris, as he is just going to settle behind him as Norris gets up ahead of Behrman. Looking at Gasly there as well. Look at all this battling here as well. Charles Leclerc all over Valtteri Bottas, and looks like he might have got ahead of Bottas as Sergio Perez drops down place. Leclerc is even looking at the inside of Perez there as Bortoletto and Hulkenberg are very close. We're actually going to go look at them just to see how close they are before we head back down to these guys. Free ride effectively nearly through Cops. Is Charles Leclerc ahead of Bortoletto? He might be, but it might be battery. What kind of sends him lacking because he hits the grass through the Max Beckett chicane S section. As Hamilton's kind of the cork in the bottle here at the top of the order, especially when you look at the map. As the two Audi drivers are very close to each other, but we're still going to look at this battle up here. Lando Norris and Charles Leclerc and Pierre Gasly trying to make their way up the order. As Hulkenberg gets the fastest lap of the race, but he has actually dropped down along the straights. As Ocon is trying to make his way back up the order, but looking at Charles Leclerc on Lando Norris, once again, now look at all this racing action. It's absolutely incredible. Oh, look, oh, there's a crash there. There is a crash, and that is a very big accident. There will be a red flag, I reckon. 3 cars out. Is a red flag out? Yes, there is. As Leclerc, Pierce, and Gasly, and Bottas are out of this race on lap 6, and there's a red flag deployed. Red flag session stopped. Here we go. It's raining, it's wet tyre conditions, only 18 drivers remain in this race. And we go green once again. Bortoletto leads from Hulkenberg just. Hamilton on the inside of Hulkenberg. Hulkenberg's got bogged down a little bit. Hamilton round the outside of Bortoletto potentially for the race lead. He backs out into I think it's Village, I think it's called there. As Hulkenberg and Antonelli are close. As Hulkenberg also close to Hamilton once again. Antonelli and Esteban Ocon now going side by side a little bit. No, he's not. Antonelli gets past Hulkenberg. And up P3, Hulkenberg drops down a little bit. Yeah, Hulkenberg loses a place to Kimi Antonelli. Esteban Ocon is there as well. As Sainz and Dunn side by side for Woodcote. As we head now into Cops Corner, Sainz still there, all done, still there. Look at the background there, absolutely carnage. Oh wow, there's like a pack of 5 or 6 there even. Lando Norris up to P15 if you're wondering, as Hamilton is all over. Bortoletto into Stowe. Hamilton takes the lead of the British Grand Prix. This is unbelievable stuff. Bortoletto looks back down the inside, but no. Sir Lewis Hamilton leads the British Grand Prix. That is absolutely unbelievable stuff. As we see Hulkenberg drop even further down, the virtual safety car deployed. Albon's in the wall and Giovinazzi's facing the wrong way. Norris is going to get past him. It looks like it's Giovinazzi has to recover. If Hatchard there as well. Verstappen is out as well. I forgot about that. Him being out on lap 1. Virtual safety car deployed. Alex Albon out of this race. As it looks like Hamilton has got a bit of a healthy lead here. As VSC is ending. Bayern. And looking over Alonso, it's Piastri's got into collision. Russell and Piastri are out of this race. And that is absolutely massive. Cops Corner puts a stalemate to the racing a little bit through that sector. Hulkenberg looks like he's going to be trying to get past Esteban Ocon again. Esteban Ocon potentially trying to get past Kimi Antonelli again. Ocon all over Antonelli. As Hulkenberg dropped off a little bit from them, potentially saved the battery, but Ocon, look at the inside, through Max Beckett, look how close they were getting there, as he's just going to concede the position, failed to get the position, sorry, that was my mistake. I wanted to use that word, and I didn't know when to use it, so I used it then. Sven Ocon is still all over Kimi Antonelli on to lap 9. Baron's got past Vettel and Giovinazzi and Alonso. As Norris might actually use that as an opportunity to get past Alonso if he can catch up to him. But look at Vettel and Baron heading down into Village now as we head through the loop and towards Aintree. Now Wellington straight into Brooklands we go. Look to the inside, he does back out from it though, as Perez is all over Lando Norris as well. Which makes things just as interesting as they catch up to Alex Dunn pretty quickly, as Baron is all over him. I wonder if Alex Dunn has got potentially tyre wear or some sort of issue Of course, Alex Dunn, the only remaining Braun GP driver in this race, as Pierre Gasly is out. Behrman cruises past Alex Dunn through turn 1. Vettel is all over Alex Dunn as well. Looks like potentially, as I would see Carlos Sainz just up in front of them. This is absolutely incredible. Ollie Behrman putting on a show for the British fans at the British Grand Prix, just like how Perez has just got past Norris. Norris is looking to get back past him, though down, welding straight up towards Brooklands, potentially using the slipstream of Alonso. He's going to look at the inside of Alonso for P10. Lando Norris gets back in the points. Perez also gets past Alonso, as that makes racing just as interesting as Vettel gets past Alex Dunn as Perez and Norris and Alonso side by side. Perez looks like he ran a battery into Copse as they still go side by side through Copse corner as they head towards Maggots and Beckett's. This is thrilling racing for the last points position as we head up to these four drivers again. Carlos Sainz, Ollie Behrman, Sebastian Vettel and Alex Dunn. But no, we're going to head back to these two, down the hangar straight, into Stowe corner. Sergio Perez is ahead, as Lewis Hamilton, I think, has been off track somewhere. He's lost 3 seconds. He's gained it all back now. I wonder if it's just how it is through there. Hulkenberg has gone past Antonelli. Antonelli's dropped down massively as well. Ocon is up to 3rd place, with Hulkenberg up to 4th, and Antonelli down to 5th. So much racing action in the previous few laps. I haven't been able to keep up with it all. But look at this as well, Perez and Norris for P10. What are we meant to watch? Well, we're going to watch this one, Behrman and Sainz. Look how close they're getting through. That's the... I can't remember the corner names. I used to know them off the heart, just can't remember them. But we see Vettel going to look on the inside there. That's so close to getting them. Ollie Behrman and Sebastian Vettel, Alex Dunn arriving back on the scene, and just in the nick of time as Hulkenberg, Ocon, and Antonelli also super close to each other as we head on to lap 12 with Lewis Hamilton leading the race. Ollie Behrman all over Carlos Sainz. Hulkenberg, if he wants to get Esteban Ocon for P3, he'll have to do it soon. If Behrman wants to get past Carlos Sainz, he'll have for P6. He'll have to do it soon. If Vettel wants to get past Ollie Behrman for P7, he'll have to do it soon. As Lewis Hamilton starts the last lap of the Grand Prix. For Ferrari, this is absolutely brilliant. He won Season 2 British Grand Prix. It looks like he's going to potentially win Season 3 British Grand Prix, as Hulkenberg and Ocon still super close. Behrman and Vettel now super close, as Behrman's just lost all pace to Carlos Sainz. But we do one last check at Alonso and Giovinazzi before we head back to Lewis Hamilton. He is literally the man that sets the standard. He's going after his first ever F1 Monoposto Fantasy Championship. And he once again he will win the British Grand Prix in this universe. He won the first one in Season 2. It's looking like, as he comes through Vale and Club now, he's going to win the second one. Lewis Hamilton, the moment he took the lead, he took the win. Lewis Hamilton wins the British Grand Prix. Bortoletto will get second. Esteban Ocon got away from Nico Hulkenberg at the end to take third. After a drastic disaster during Grand Prix. Antonelli in P5. Behrman P7. Carlos Sainz P6. Sebastian Vettel P8. Alex Dunn P9. Lando Norris. We're around the final corner to do such a brilliant comeback to wrap out the top 10. Lewis Hamilton wins the race with Bortoletto in second place, Espinal in third. Hulkenberg in fourth, Antonelli fifth, Carlos Sainz sixth, Baron seventh, Vettel eighth, Alex Dunn P9, Lando Larson P10, Sergio Perez 11th, 12th, Alonso 13th, Giovinazzi 14th, Hadjar 15th, Hayes, and the drivers who DNF'd, not in the same order, I don't know why it's mixed up the order, but it was Piastri, Russell, Albon, Verstappen, Leclerc, Bottas, Gasly, Pierce, and Stroll. Lewis Hamilton now leads the championship with 125 points, 19 more points more than Esteban Ocon. 20 more points, 21 more points than more Esteban Ocon. My math is horrible. 21 more points than Esteban Ocon. 31 more points than his teammate Charles Leclerc in P2. Lando Norris in P4 with 85 points. Max Verstappen in P5 with 82 points. Bortoletto in P6 with 78 points. And George Russell is there with 75 points in P7. Gasly and Dunn have 71 and 70 points. It's super close between the Braun GP drivers. Nico Hulkenberg with 64 points. Behrman also 64 points. Piastri is having an absolutely hell of a season, in a bad way, with 54 points. Giovinazzi 46, great season for him given the car. Antonelli 45, horrible season for him given he fought for season 1 championship. Hayes 40 points. Sainz 39. Bottas and Vettel both on 30, with Joshua Pierce on 29, Sergio Perez on 23. Fernando Alonso is there on 21 points, with Isaac Hadjar 18 points. Albon is on 13 points, and Lance Stroll is last place with 6 points. Next race is the European Grand Prix. We start the final stretch with the final 5 Grand Prix, with the Constructors' Championship with Ferrari 219 points and Haas 168 points and Audi 142 points, Braun 141 points, McLaren 139 points, Mercedes 120 points. It is ultra close between Audi, Braun, McLaren, Mercedes, heck, even Red Bull, who are on 100 points. Porsche 76, Apex on 69, Cadillac 53, Williams 52, and a big gap, well not a big gap, but a solid gap, to Aston Martin, who's last place with 27 points. Guys, make sure you hit the like button and the subscribe button, and don't miss out on any other videos by hitting the notification bell. Until next time, goodbye. Oh, and quick announcement with the UK social media ban being confirmed for 2027 spring. And given my age being a bit under 16, not very much to be fair, but I am on 16. There will be a video coming up on what will happen to the channel. So yeah, look forward to that one. Guys, until next time, hit the like button and subscribe button and notification bell so you don't miss out on another video. Hopefully we see this championship fight get ever so close.